Good morning, welcome to CATEX-TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. This is Wednesday, January 5th, 2011. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States. It's 4:30 p.m. in London. It's 10:30 a.m. in Mexico City. If you need to reach us during the broadcast, you can phone in toll-free at 1-866-67-CATEX. Overseas, our AOL instant mail address is CATEX-TV. On this day in history in 1914, Henry Ford I, the founder of the Ford Motor Company, mandated that all of his workers would receive a minimum of a $5 a day wage. Sadly, there are still places in this world where that standard is not met. Also, birthdays: King Juan Carlos of Spain is 73 years old today. Happy birthday to the king. We'll go to our stories. This just came in a little bit later during the morning. Willis has announced the creation of a new facility designed to provide additional underwriting capacity for the oil and gas industry. It's no surprise a facility has been set up with Munich Re, with other brokers. This, of course, has the big elephant in the room, Berkshire. The facility has been created in response to requests from the industry for more capital to meet their insurance demands. Security is going to be provided by Berkshire Hathaway International Insurance Limited, currently rated AA+ by S&P. The facility is designed to underwrite a 10% following line, subject to an overall limit of $250 million on any one insured. The facility is designed so that where called upon by the insured, Berkshire will follow or improve upon the terms and conditions set by the leading insurer, as well as follow claims payments by the leading insurer. The setup costs and administrative charges are going to be borne by Berkshire, not by Willis. This is a pretty good deal. Buffett is being very smart as usual. He's following on the lead. In other stories, in Iran, at least 16 people were hurt by a powerful 5.4 earthquake that struck in the southern part of the country this morning at about 9:25 a.m. local time. According to the Iranian semi-official Mir's news agency, about 24 villages were flattened and completely destroyed in the Ardakan region of Fars province. The website of Tehran University's Seismological Center reported that the quake struck close to the town of Ardakan, where a uranium ore purification facility exists. This is according to a map of Iran's nuclear sites published by the Nuclear Threat Initiative. The epicenter of the quake was about 380 miles south of Tehran. No further information yet. The effects of the Australian flooding are beginning to have been felt. Shares in Australian general insurers fell yesterday as much as 3.5%, actually today, 3.5% on concerns of mounting claims triggered by the record floods in Queensland. Let's go back to that picture a second, if we could, Frank. That's a highway intersection outside of the town of Rockhampton. That is not a river, it's not a lake. Normally cars are speeding 60 or 70 miles per hour down that road. That shows what kind of devastation has been seen there. Queensland's insurance-based Suncor Metway Limited led the losses, dropping as much as 3.5% to a 4-month low. Rivals Insurance Australia Group and QBE fell more than 2.5% each. Suncor has received 1,800 claims so far, IAG 600 more. Officials at QBA could not be reached. Maybe a few weeks before the insurers tally the claims, because the water is still rising in some areas, such as Rockhampton, sending furniture and other household goods cascading down torrents of floodwater. Suncor, which has the biggest market share in the region, and IAG, which provides insurance products in Queensland, primarily have adequate catastrophe allowances or reinsurance, analysts say. Suncor has a natural hazard allowance of 460 million Australian and an aggregate reinsurance cover of 400 million Australian. So they should be okay, although that looks like an awful lot of devastation there. In the Sea of Okhotsk, in the off the eastern coast of Russia, a drama has been unfolding this morning. From what we find out now, the Russian icebreaker that broke through howling winds and heavy snow to reach 2 icebound ships on which 500 sailors were trapped succeeded. It managed to free the ships. However, the icebreaker itself is now stuck in the ice in the Sea of Okhotsk. The ice is estimated at over 6 feet deep. Two more ships became stuck again on earlier this morning, in addition to the icebreaker. The Sea of Okhotsk is apparently experiencing very bad weather. It's going to worsen, according to a meteorologist speaking from Moscow. On the 4th and 5th of January, we'll have a break in the heavy wind, but after that, the sea will see another cyclone, and it will mean a heavy gale and poor visibility. So I don't know how that freighter is going to fare. Well, we reported on the possible event cancellation dealing with the Commonwealth Games, which in fact proceeded as planned last summer. Now the top organizer of the Commonwealth Games, held in New Delhi, has been taken in for questioning by police. This is in connection with a probe of the corruption regarding the event. Suresh Kalmadi, who was also a member of the Indian Congress, arrived at the headquarters of the Central Bureau of Investigation today. He's going to be quizzed by detectives over suspect contracts. The games were marred by venue delays, poor organization, and massive financial irregularities as the budget ballooned to over $6 billion. The games, in fact, saw organizers coming under harsh criticism over delayed completion of the athletes' village and other facilities. Several prominent athletes even pulled out of the event, citing health and security concerns. Let's see how this unfolds. It's certainly not an act of God. It might affect some insurance payments. Stock market in New York is up about 23 points. We'll tell you why in a little bit. We'll go to a word from our sponsors.
Design for peace.
Here's a story. Claims in the airline insurance market have exceeded premium by at least $900 million over the past 3 years. That's the conclusion of aviation information firm Ascend Worldwide, which said the cost of incurred airline hull and liability losses last year is estimated to be at $2.15 billion. That's a reduction of $370 million compared to 2009, but the estimated level of losses for last year is still higher than the $2.1 billion of premium that is expected to be coming in from 2010. Estimated total written premium in the market amounts to about $7.3 billion for the past 3 years, but incurred losses for the same period have totaled about $8.2 billion. As a result, claims have exceeded premium by some $900 million over this 3-year stretch. You can be sure that that will be addressed. Well, the decision by Mr. McCarty, the Florida insurance superintendent, to lower the collateral requirements to get foreign insurers in is having another effect. This is another positive one. Here's the 7th reinsurer that's been brought in. It's Renaissance Re from Bermuda. Florida has now approved 7 reinsurers to have lower collateral requirements. 6 of them are based in Bermuda. So far, the companies that have taken advantage of the modified collateral requirements include Hanover Re Bermuda, XL Re, Ace Tempest Reinsurance, Hiscox, and Partner Re. AM Best rates the financial strength of Ren Re at A+, so there's not a big risk associated with that. The broker JLT has purchased Oslo, Norway headquartered insurance broker Tripol, Tripol, expanding JLT's presence in the Scandinavian region. Tripol specializes in real estate and construction business, and its 7 employee shareholders, from whom JLT bought the company, are expected to transfer to JLT. JLT intends to merge the newly acquired operation into its existing Norwegian operation. It's going to be led by Ole Hallien, who is managing director now of Tripol, one of the 7 shareholders. Meanwhile, back at the ranch in London, JLT's chairman Geoffrey Howe has been appointed an independent non-executive director at financial services group Close Brothers Group. Howe, who is also chairman of Nationwide Building Society, has been chairman of JLT since April of '06. Well, he's been pretty busy. Well, here's why the stock market's up. Companies in the U.S., according to Automatic Data Processing, who handles the bulk of the payrolls in this country, boosted payrolls in December by the most since records began in 2001, showing a stronger labor market recovery at the end of last year. Employment increased by 297,000 jobs, exceeding the highest projection in a Bloomberg News survey. This is after a 92,000 rise in November. The median estimate for the survey called for 100,000 new jobs in December. Instead, they came in at 297,000. The breakdown shows an increase of 27,000 workers in goods-producing industries. That includes manufacturers and construction industries. Service providers added 270,000 workers, the 11th straight gain and the most since record-keeping began. Companies employing more than 499 people expanded their workforces by 36,000 jobs. Medium-sized businesses between 50 and 499 employees created 144,000 jobs, and companies below 50 employees increased payrolls by 117,000 jobs. Stock market's up by 23 points right now, and on Friday, the Department of Labor comes out with the official statistics. It's going to be very interesting. Things seem to be on a rise right now. The manufacturing survey index was pretty high. The economies in Europe seem to be doing well. So we'll keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully this is the beginning of a good year. If we have any breaking news, we'll get back and tell you. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.